Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy, The Grand Showgan, and I'm here to give you guys another episode review of A.W.O.L. Yeah, so the first episode review went, I think, pretty good. So I just thought, hey, let's come back and do it again. Hit them with another one. So this is A.W.O.L. Season 4, Episode 11, entitled A.W.O.L. A.W.O.L's acronym for Amanda Waller option lost. Damn, I just made that up. I totally just made that up. Yo, I'm a genius. So, this is, as I said, A.W.O.L. Season 4, Episode 11 review entitled A.W.O.L. I'm going to give you guys some things I liked about it, give you guys some things I didn't like about it, and we're just going to talk, man. We're just going to talk. If anything you guys disagree with me, put it in the comment section. I'm not going to hate you guys. I'm not going to be, block you or anything. If you disagree with something I said, put it in the comment section. We'll talk about it. I'll reply. And that's it, All what I want to say. How do I want to say this? Free thought is definitely encouraged on my channel. Just troll. That's all. But then again, if you troll, I know I made it. So anyway, I'm rambling too far. So let's say some things I liked about this chapter. This is, you know what? Let's just start off saying this is a really great chapter, but this is a very, very great chapter for the side characters of A.W.O.L. A.W.O.L has he's the main character, so he gets a lot of character development and characterization. But this is the episode for the side characters, and I really loved it. Especially Diggle's development, because he got to develop as a character without having to be directly related to Oliver in any way. So I really love that, because it's a common trope, and not even just comic books or comic book shows, but just media, not media, but just the medium period, to grow your side character by relating him to the main character. So I really love the fact that they can do this with Diggle without doing that. And the characterization that Diggle and his brother had this episode was just beautiful. I really loved it. I'm really starting to like Diggle and his brother characterization, and his brother as a character, because at the beginning I wasn't too fond of the character Diggle's brother, Andy. I really wasn't. One, because I thought it was a little cheap that for what, 3 years you had this guy dead, and made this whole big thing about how your brother was dead and how you had this thing with Deadshot and what blase. But, I'm starting to really come around on the Andy character. I really am. So you've got that. You've got, okay, this is a positive and a negative. It's sort of both, but for this section specifically, I'll just say the positives of Felicity's development. I really loved it, because it just makes sense in a story, from a storytelling point of view, to now tackle how she would develop as a character after having such a traumatic instance happen to her. So it just makes sense. But the what is it? It's the case where she got to confront her former self. I thought was really great. I thought it was really well handled, and that's what I'll say for that. And but the rest is bad. Well, it's not really bad, but it's just something I could have done without. Well, not even done without, because they kind of needed it. But I think they could have handled it in a better way. And so I'll just come back to that. Then you've got, but I love the last week I said, man, fuck these flashbacks, because these flashbacks are getting to be like very shitty. They're really starting to make me a little angry. So every time a flashback comes on, I'm like, oh, here we go again. But this episode had the best flashbacks of, okay, not this season, because we all know I love the Constantine flashback, but this flashback was second best, bar none, and was better than, I would say, any of the last seasons, the previous seasons flashbacks, without any contest. No contest. So I really love this flashback, and I think the flashbacks are back in a sense, but you can't really say that because it was just one episode, but I really loved them. And the last but not least, this thing made me jizz my pants. The Oracle name drop. It was so well played. Like, I loved it. I loved it because it was kind of cheesy, but and it kind of didn't make sense because, for those of you guys who don't know what I'm talking about, toward the end of the episode, when they break into Argus, Arrow and his team break into the Argus, he gives her a name. I can't remember. I don't even remember what the name was, honestly. Jeez. It's like, I can't remember it because it's such a generic, pointless name. But he said, I would have named you Oracle, but it was taken. And, he keeps going, doing what he's doing. But I love that name drop. For those of you guys who don't know, Oracle is a character, Barbara Gordon, who was, who became paralyzed, and she started doing exactly what Felicity. She's actually Felicity before Felicity, but she's just paralyzed because of, Joker and what happened. So I thought it was a great name drop. I really did. I thought it was a great name drop. So back to the bad. Back to the bad. And for the Felicity going crazy, what I meant that I didn't like it is because at times it kind of came off as silly. But I totally understand why they had to play it that way. Well, not why they had to play it that way, but why they had to play it in the first place. Like I said, it's her confronting her former self and how far she's come in her life, and if she made the great decision by becoming a helper of the vigilante. So I thought, that's a great character arc right there, and it opened and ended in the same episode, so they didn't drag it out. I like that part too, because if they would have dragged that out, like Laurel's drug addiction, I would have hated it. And we would have. I think they learned that lesson from Laurel, and it's like, we're not gonna do this to Felicity. We already kind of messed up her character last season, so we're gonna not go down that road. But it just came off a little silly at times, but whatever. It could have been if it would have directed a little better, it would have worked better and not come off silly. But all in all, it was great. It was great. I'm just nitpicking. Oh man, the bad. The last of the bad. My boo Amanda Waller's dead. That's my boo, man. Why they kill Bay? You can't do that. Like, come on, man. And I understand it because with the new movie, the new DC, the fact that they're completely separating DC movies and DC television, it means that there are going to be a lot of characters on DC television that they're not going to want to use for the simple fact that they think it can confuse people. I don't know why you give us so little credit. Like, come on, mostly nerds watch this show, so we're not going to be confused. We understand multi-dimensions, and we can just understand, this is TV, that's movies. They're different. I don't understand. So the fact that you killed off my bae, the sexy, the illustrious Amanda Waller. Well, this incarnation of Amanda Waller, because sometimes Amanda Waller's just some fat black chick, and I can do without that. But this incarnation of Amanda Waller was fine. She was fine. So the fact that you did that, it's like whatever, whatever. We can understand that movies and TV are different, But hey, I guess they think most people can't. Just like the fact that they were going to use, instead, like, we have the Atom in this DC's TV universe, and a lot of people complain that he's a lot like Iron Man. And it's like, the Atom's really not supposed to be like Iron Man. I don't know why they chose to go that way. It's because the TV originally wanted to use the Blue Beetle. They originally wanted to use the Blue Beetle, and the movie said, no, we have a plan for him. Which I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything about Blue Beetle being portrayed in the movie universe, but whatever. TV said, okay, fine. We'll find another way. And they decided to go with an Iron Man Atom, which, whatever. He has a super suit, okay, and it makes him shrink. That's logical. That's logical. But that's the reason he looks like Iron Man. It's not that they're trying to copy Marvel or anything like that. It's just that simple fact. They originally wrote him in as being the Blue Beetle, and like I think it was like 3 weeks. I got the 3 weeks before the first episode came out last season. So season 3 weeks before, or maybe a month before. I think it was like 3 weeks before though. They said we're not gonna let them use the Blue Beetle. They're gonna make him Atom. So hey, it is what it is. So I'm starting to ramble. Hit the comment section up. Let's keep this conversation going. If you liked it, I do more videos. Check them out. Hit that like button, man. Peace, and I'm out. But the Flash has such playfulness, and to see something like this, something truly terrifying coming from a villain of theirs, love it. Just love it. It really does. Then you had the villain of the week, which is Turtle, and you had his power, which is he can completely suck away the kinetic energy from anything around. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Flash can do this in the